Hi everyone, it's Chris Pappas. It was a really busy week in Washington, so let's get into it. Last night, House Republicans passed the Senate version of President Trump's rescissions package, which means it's now headed to his desk for his signature. So this legislation continues the administration's dangerous trend of repeatedly cutting funding that's essential to our communities to keep them safe and strong. It contains deep cuts, for instance, to public broadcasting, meaning local television and radio stations may shut down, which would cut off local news, emergency information, and educational programming. So I'm going to keep working to protect and restore critical resources for New Hampshire communities. I also remain committed to actually reducing government waste, fraud, and abuse. That's why I'm calling on House leadership not to cut the proposed 50% of funding for the Government Accountability Office that's been proposed, which ends up saving taxpayers about $67.5 billion over the course of a year. We can't fight waste, fraud, and abuse by gutting the most important agency that's responsible for uncovering it. Cutting this budget in half would significantly weaken its ability to deliver future savings throughout the government, so I continue fighting to ensure GAO has the resources to do its job. The Trump administration is unlawfully withholding $27 million in congressionally appropriated education funding that's meant for New Hampshire. So these are critical resources for after-school programs, teacher training, adult education, and more. Along with 150 of my colleagues, I'm demanding that the administration now follow the law and release the funding for our schools, families, and kids all at once. I met with Planned Parenthood of Northern New England this week and talked with their CEO, Nicole Clegg. Planned Parenthood and other family planning providers offer comprehensive care, including annual exams, birth control, preventative care, cancer screenings, and STI testing. Yet the Trump administration continues to take extreme steps to take away that care, including freezing key federal funding under Title X, and now signing into law the big ugly bill which bans these health centers nationwide from participating in Medicaid, which effectively defunds them all across the country. Patients are going to lose access to essential care, and I want to keep doing everything possible to protect this access and to make sure that people in New Hampshire have what they need when they need it. 3 years ago this week, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline launched. It's a resource that's provided 16 million people with free confidential mental health support in a time of need. So we should be continuing to strengthen that crisis line. Instead, the Trump administration ended the Lifeline's specialized support for LGBTQ+ youth who are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than their peers. I joined with my colleagues and advocates for a press conference this week to raise awareness against this cruel move and to call for its immediate reversal. LGBTQ+ youth deserve to know that they're seen and accepted and that they have someone in their corner. Lastly, I want to share with you that the Halt Fentanyl Act, a bill I supported, was signed into law this week. I've worked to ensure that the scheduling of fentanyl doesn't lapse, to ensure that law enforcement retains the tools they need to crack down on drug traffickers. And I'm glad this legislation will make that permanent, but we can't rest there. While it represents an important step forward, we know the Trump administration continues to cut and hold back funding for critical programs like the High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Program and the Overdose Data to Action Program. So I remain committed to fighting for these resources for our communities to stop traffickers and ultimately to save lives, and then also to work to continue supporting people who are in recovery. So that's it from this week, and we'll talk to you all again soon.